Okay, good everyone. We'll be talking on S.M.T. Now, what's S.M.T? S.M.T stands for Smart Money Technique. ICT Smart Money Technique. So it's just a way to improve your win rate and to be more confident in the market by correlating your the assets you're trading, on with other assets. Now, in order to understand the S.M.T divergence fully, you have to understand correlation. And there are two types of correlation in the market. There are positively correlation and negative correlation. The positive correlation and negative correlation. So, for this example here, as you can see, we'll be talking on the positively correlated market. Now, what are positive correlated market? Positively correlated market are market that move in the same way and in the same direction. Now, meaning, let's say US 30 and US 100. If US 30 is pumping, US 100 will also be pumping. If it's dumping, same thing will happen. You understand? If it's dumping too, it will happen in US 30. Now, if it's for the forex pair, if euro is pumping, it will also be the same thing that will be happening in the pounds. You understand? Pounds USD, British pounds USD. So you have to take note of that. That's the meaning of positively correlated. But there are some markets that are negatively correlated, meaning if euro is pumping, the other market will be dumping. So that will be the next slide. But let's talk about the positively correlated market first. Now, for the positive correlated market, since markets are moving the same way, like this example now, market are symmetrical. This is a symmetrical market. You see, for what's happening in the US 30 is also happening in US 100. I just give an example in forex too. If it's happening in USD, it will happen in JPY. Now, if you now want to, as you can see, market read the high, right? The same thing happened here. Market also read the high. But if you want to now understand S.M.T as an S.M.T divergence, if that want to occur, you see, the moment market was reading the high in US 100, it wasn't reading the high at that same time. You understand? So in S.M.T divergence, you want to take note of time and price. Time and price. So at the same time, this point, where market was reading the high in US 30, and the same price and the same time at that point, look at the point here, market wasn't taking the high here. So it was making a lower low here, but in US 30, but in US 100 that same time it was reading. So market wasn't symmetrical. So when market is not symmetrical, here market was symmetrical, but when market wasn't symmetrical, which is around here, that's when an S.M.T divergence formed. So this is an S.M.T divergence. This. Understand? This is an S.M.T divergence correlated with the US 100. You can also use Euro USD. So this would be an S.M.T divergence in the Euro USD compared or correlated, positively correlated with the British pounds USD. Okay, now for this slide, as you can see, we're talking on the negatively correlated market. Now, if you see the US 30, also I'm using Euro USD as another example. So if you want to understand the negatively correlated market, it's mostly correlated with the DXY. You understand? So if US 30 is moving down, the DXY is pumping. You understand? Same thing as Euro USD, DXY too. If Euro USD is pumping, DXY will be pumping. So as you can see, now here, if US 30 is reading the high, you want DXY, to be reading the low. You understand? So that's a symmetrical market. You understand? But it's negatively correlated because they are opposite to each other. Are you following me? Now, for the S.M.T divergence, remember what I said. When looking at the S.M.T divergence, you are looking at exactly the same time frame and exactly the same reference point or scan or candlestick. You understand? Exactly the same time frame and exactly the same reference point. So when you're at the same time here is what is happening here. Now, this is the high the both form. So we're expecting a raid, but market didn't raid the top. But for the US 30, market didn't raid the top. But for the DXY, market raid the low at exactly that same time and candlestick. So at exactly the same time, I mean, if it was 130 around this point, same thing here, it was 130, but 130, let's say PM or AM. So price was raiding the low, but for the US 30, price wasn't taking the high. You understand? An S.M.T divergence has formed. So an S.M.T divergence, you can also call it like a failure swing. Okay, welcome back. Now for this slide, we'll be talking on the bullish and bearish S.M.T divergence, the bearish and the bullish S.M.T divergence. Now if you look at my left hand side, we have the bearish S.M.T divergence. It's just if price is going down. So this is the word correlating, positively correlating market I'm using here. So when price took this high, price didn't take this low, this high. So you should know that this market will actually be bearish because what is a reversal. You understand? So for the bullish S.M.T, it's just for the positively correlating market. So price took this low, but for here, price didn't take that low. That is an S.M.T divergent 4. Understand? So this is a bullish S.M.T divergence and this is a bearish S.M.T divergence for what the positively correlated market. So the inverse too for the negatively correlated market. Okay, so in this section, I want to talk on when to trade S.M.T with dollar or when to avoid it. When to avoid S.M.T with dollar. So at the top hand right side, you can see this is about when to trade S.M.T with dollar as non-symmetrical market. When the market is non-symmetrical, what it means is that when the two markets you're comparing to are not taking liquidity. So one is taking liquidity and the other is not. That's basically when you want to trade S.M.T with your dollar. But if both of them are taking liquidity, you want to avoid trading S.M.T with dollar for such market in such market. Now, if you can look at this, when to trade S.M.T with dollar, not symmetrical market as I wrote. So we have if dollar is made an higher high, you understand? So you want to make sure indices made a what? Lower high. That's a strong S.M.T signal, smart money technique signal. Now if dollar made a higher low, you understand? You want to make sure indices made what? A lower low. So if you see it now, here indices took liquidity, but here dollar took liquidity, sorry, but indices did not. Why here what? Dollar didn't take liquidity, but indices did. That is when you want to trade S.M.T with your dollar. But if you can see this, dollar made a higher high, so dollar took liquidity and indices failed to make a lower high. So since indices failed to make a lower high and instead it made a lower low, so it took liquidity here and also dollar took liquidity. That's when you want to avoid trading S.M.T with dollar. Now also here too, dollar made a what? Higher low. So it didn't take liquidity, and indices failed to make a what lower low. So you see, indices too didn't take liquidity. You also want to avoid trading S.M.T with in such scenarios. You understand? The scenario you only want to trade S.M.T with dollar, it's when one of the assets, either one of the assets is taking liquidity and the other it's not. It's not. That's what I just want to bring our view to. So looking at this, we'll be taking some examples so you see how you can use it in the live market. Thank you. Okay, so this will be an example on the S.M.T. We have the DXY and the US30, the indices. What I'll be using to compare the DXY to take the S.M.T trade. Now, if you look at your left hand, you'll see that the DXY made an higher high, which swept liquidity, right? But when you look at your Dow Jones, it didn't do that. Take note of the timing. This is 1, 2. Look at the board. Look here. We have 1 and 2, right? The timing has to come in place. An high was formed. Then at 8 and 9, another high was formed. So if you come here 1 and 2, and a low was formed, and 8 and 9, another low was formed. But this low didn't take out the liquidity here, but this high took out. Remember, you want to only use S.M.T on a non-symmetrical market, which is this. Now if you see, this is what happened. Can you see the force I used to went up? The same thing here. So this is a good example of an S.M.T trade. And looking at S.M.T, you are looking at exactly what? The same time frame. Sorry about that. Exactly the same time frame. So we're in the 1 hour and 1 hour, right? And exactly the same reference point or candlestick. So reference point or candlesticks, right? Reference point or candlestick with your timing. You understand? That's what you want to take note of. You understand? You're looking at exactly the same time frame and exactly the same reference point or candlestick. That's what you want to do before you can take note of that. So that will be all for the S.M.T video. I hope you understand it. In order to fully get aware of it or notice it in the market, you have to go and do a lot of back testing and do forward testing too. Then practice. Practice make perfect, of course. So this is a good example of what you want to use that for. Just practice enough and you'll be able to see it in the market. It should just come to you and you'll know when S.M.T is occurring. You always want to compare it to other negatively correlated markets. You can also compare it to positively correlated markets, which I've already laid down in the video. So just follow that step and hope you have a good trade. Bye bye for now. Take care of yourself.